In progress.
These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Woo woo, we're back, folks.
Yay.
Oh, it's been 2 long weeks.
I know. It has been something. It's been
Emphasis
a busy.
on long. Emphasis on long weeks.
Yeah, very long. Very, very long weeks. Yeah.
Josh, you sound happier than a pig and poo.
Well, it's nice to have a day off. And, yeah, we went out this morning, got some more plants and flowers, and they have not been planted yet. Because we were majority of the day outside when it's 90 degrees, staining and sealing the deck. So
Just looking like you just want to
go to bed.
Go that too. Yeah.
Yeah, bed sounds great.
I worked this morning and spent the second half of my day doing that. So
yeah. So it's mostly done. Yeah, it's mostly done.
good. The house is coming along.
Yeah, sure is.
The landscaping. Isn't that great?
It is. I'm thinking
Okay.
about trying to find some day workers, maybe.
How close are you to Home Depot?
Pretty close. Yeah.
All right. You can probably find a couple.
You know, I've never seen anybody there.
Neither have I. Ever.
I think it's a myth.
It's,
Maybe I'm just there too late. Maybe they're all gone by the time I roll in at 7:30.
That's more likely.
Yeah. Gotta be there right when they open.
Yeah, it's definitely more likely.
Yeah.
So, where do we start?
I don't even know.
Oh, boy.
Mid-May.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. Let's go back to the week of... The last time we talked was May 15th. So why don't you fill us in on that week, Skippy? Because you had some problems that day. Or that week.
No, that was the following week, bud. That was last week I had problems.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. So how was the week
No,
before your problems?
Yeah, we first time ever having 3 catering events back to back to back.
Yeah.
And that was good. So on the 16th we did a what?
No, nothing. I'm trying to place a GFS order for a pickup tomorrow.
Oh.
And I'm confused about my brisket options.
Well, my brisket option was a case for $3.79 a pound.
Yeah, and it's probably because I'm trying to pick up tomorrow.
Well, they're closed right now.
That's fine. I can still place orders
No, sure.
for tomorrow pickup.
I did the place an order at Sam's for the first time. It was freaking phenomenal.
Oh, there it is. Okay. No, I couldn't find the Packer briskets on there. So my cheapest brisket option was a $4.79, which was my confused face.
Better be a good brisket.
So I just I scrolled right past it. It was in the middle of all the 8.49s and the 5.69s and
Yeah. Well, I went to my local Sam's Club today, and they had no brisket, not even flats, and no pork butts.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to a holiday weekend, bud.
Well, wouldn't you order more, though?
They probably did. It's a big weekend. So you have holiday weekend and it's open house season. It doesn't matter how many they order. They're gonna go through whatever they have.
I know, they should have ordered more. But anyway.
Do they not let you place an order? And hold?
I did place an order.
Okay.
The problem is they said it was on the website. Said it was in stock, and it definitely was not. So they canceled it. Just like foil, they're out of foil. The heavy duty foil, they're out of. Fantastic.
So my Costco, if I talk to the meat manager, he'll add on extra cases for me if I ask him to.
Oh yes,
And then just write our names. Yeah, and just write our names on it, and he'll hold them for us.
Yeah, our guy just says he orders more. That's what he says. Anyway, so three caterings back to back to back.
Uh-huh.
One was for a fundraiser that they ordered 125, or they paid for 125, and I served 50. So I kind of they didn't have that many people show up.
Hey, but that's the good thing about catering.
True.
It's a guaranteed amount. So.
I kind of felt bad though because I mean it was for a fundraiser.
Did you leave the food with them?
I left some food with them.
Like anything you're not going to reuse.
Well, no, they said they didn't want it because they had no place to put it.
Oh.
It was at a local brewery that was hosting them, and they had no place to take it. Like they couldn't take it back to a shop or anything like that. So they took some for themselves. But
well, yeah, take some freaking home. It freezes
Oh,
great.
they did. They took a half pan of pork, half pan of mac and cheese, and some ribs, I think. Yeah, and then we had a food truck on Saturday. We had a food truck rally with there was like 14 different food trucks in Howell. Overall, good day. Two other barbecue people. I'm starting to like the fact that our menu is the way it is because every other barbecue truck out there seems to be doing platters and dinners and traditional barbecue stuff, and we don't. So I'm definitely liking that. Just about sold out of everything, which was fun. Last Sunday had a yard sale of Palooza. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Very, very busy. Very busy. Lowest menu item wins. There was a tent with a lady, or my technically she's like a second cousin or whatever, but she owns a local Mexican restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And she was selling her highest price was $6. It was 2 tacos or a walking taco.
Okay.
Or a pulled pork slider for $6. I did like $1,300, like call it 50 sales or something like that.
Yeah.
And my lowest price item again is $9.50. And she did $1,500, where her lowest price item is $6. So she did a little bit more than me and probably sold more, or had to have sold more.
Interesting.
And then Monday decided to take the trailer to get the brakes done and some stuff. I noticed when I was going around the corner on Sunday that I was hearing a lot of squeaking, and so I'm like, well, I'm gonna go. I found a bolt in my tire, so I'm like, all right, I'll stop at Discount first because I got the warranty on the tires.
Mm-hmm.
So they replaced it, and I said, hey, why don't you rotate them at the same time? I'm like, okay, cool. Takes the front left had the bolt in it. Took the back left off. Oh, the inside of it was shredded from the wheel well. That was the squeaking noise. Seems as if the shackle that's welded to the frame became unwelded. So I had to get that fixed.
Unwelded. It de-welded itself.
No, actually, the weld held. It ripped the frame off, or ripped the part of the steel that it was welded to off the frame. Yeah, right? Yeah, how that happened. So it basically took 3 days at the trailer place. And then we're going into the next week, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I did, since I was down for a couple days, I decided to throw it on Facebook. Hey, anybody that wants to order meat by the pound or racks of ribs, we'll do it. And I got like 13 orders, and I set up on Thursday with the trailer was back, and ended up doing like $1,300. Not
cool.
Just in pre-orders, but because I cooked a little bit more. Oh boy! Last thing is Saturday. This past Saturday we were at a local campground that we did like $2,500 last year, and we didn't even crack 1,000 this year. was great. It was hot and great. And yeah, it was hot and great.
It was hot and great.
So, however, this is. I texted you earlier. This is turning out to be one of our best months ever. We're definitely well over last May's by almost 7,000. So yeah, how was you had a 600 person catering gig, and then you took a week or a day off after that.
Yeah, I'm still tired.
Chicken.
I'm so confused by Gordon has changed all of their online ordering stuff.
No, I haven't ordered through Gordon's in a while.
Okay, good lord, that's weird. All right, yeah, they just changed it. It's happened in the last week or so, and I haven't used it since then. I hadn't been placing a lot of big orders; just been picking stuff up as we need it. So, yeah, sorry. Anyways, yeah, it's been that week after we talked, that middle week of May was nothing spectacular sales wise. It was a good week. We had a sellout day somewhere in there. Everything. I mean, the distillery is lunches are definitely starting to pick up, which is good.
Well, I see you're repping their shirt, so
I have like 2 of them. I wear them sometimes. It wasn't intentional. Even if I hated them, I'd still wear the shirt.
Sure. just not out in public.
Yeah. So yeah, the lunches are starting to come back to what it was, which is good. A lot of people that were getting said that they didn't know we were open again. Like, how do you not know? So, I'll touch base on my text to you earlier yesterday or today or whenever that was. So yeah, we had 2 open houses that weekend. One on Saturday, one on Sunday. That's all we did for the weekend, which was nice. It's nice to do those full truck, so our full menu. One of them was for 150. She was changed it to 200 expected. This guy has 35 acres, and his house is right in the middle of the property, and surrounded by trees. He said he didn't want to see anybody, hear anybody, didn't want anybody coming asking for tools. So
I like that guy.
Driveway was like 1.5 miles long, twisting through the woods. So yeah, we get parked, set up. They actually exceeded their minimum, which was great. And an odd, we got tipped, which was nice.
That was a good thing.
Yeah, and it's nothing, especially at those kind of events, we don't expect it. For whatever reason, those seem to be the least tipped events that we do, our open houses.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just because of the chaos of everything. And especially if we get paid in cash, because they're not getting the invoice where the invoice prompts them or asks them if they would like to add a tip. So yeah, anything in cash, it seems like tips are definitely less. So, it was a very nice house. They were very nice people. I know Chris was processing the disappointment already, sometimes the nicer the place, the less the tip really gets him spinning sometimes. Which makes me laugh. He doesn't expect tips either, but, it's really, you can't leave a tip.
Like that. I get it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was fun. It was a good one. So this 1.5 mile driveway that is probably, I'm going to say it's a solid 2 car widths wide. Okay? So they have people lining this road, parked on both sides of the road. From where we were set up, there's an initial hill to get up. So the 2-lane or 2 car width road turned into about a car width and a half. Normal car width and a half. So me pulling the 8.5 foot wide trailer behind the pickup truck going up a hill.
Oh yeah.
Slowly. So I don't know how, if you've ever, had to feather an accelerator pulling a 14,000 pound trailer, with 4 people trying to guide you in between cars. But I think we went a quarter of a mile in about a half an hour.
So needless to say, your butthole might have been puckered.
Oh yeah, and we rubbed a car. So yeah, we rubbed a bumper of a car, left a scuff mark. So we stopped, found the owner. They were super cool, said not to worry about it. And then proceeded. So yeah, that was the worst part of that day. But yeah, the next one was at a Kent County Park, and the second time we've been at a Kent County Park this year, where they didn't let Kent County know, or the Kent County Parks Association know that we were coming ahead of time. So in my emails to them 3 days before, I said, "Can you please just let them know?" Because at times they've been funny about, even setting up like a 10 by 10 canopy. Like they want to know what's going on when you rent out a part of the park. The last thing we want is to just pull in and have a park person come in and say, "Hey, get out of here,"
Okay.
And then we're just throwing food out the window. So, no, but yeah, so by the time she read my email or message, it was already Friday after 5 o'clock or whatever. So she had left messages with them. There was a park person at the park when we pulled in. We bribed her with some food, and everything was hunky-dory. So,
You bribed her with some food.
yeah. Yeah, she was super nice. I don't think it would have been a problem, but yeah, we got her some food for being
Good.
so accommodating. And then, yeah, that brings us to the chaos that of Monday. Well, actually, it started Sunday after our open house thing. So, as you know, I've been fighting with the windshield in Angie's car.
Yes.
I took it to one place. They said they couldn't replace the windshield because the collision sensor was bad. The next place said it wasn't bad, but it was going to be another month and a half before they could get it in for the windshield. So I decided to bypass both of them, go to the dealer so they could actually tell me what's working and what's not on the vehicle, and then proceed with the windshield. So we had a 10 o'clock in the morning appointment on the Monday that we were doing the podcast. So we had planned ahead. We had rented a car to pick up on Sunday. We were going to take her car to the dealership Sunday, and everything was going to be good. No issues at all.
Okay.
The only rental car places open on Sundays are at the airport, which is fine. I thought, no big deal. She dropped me off at the airport. I walked over to the rental counter, and they said, "Do you have a return flight or a boarding pass?" I said, "I don't." "Do I need one?" She's like, "Well, in order to rent a car from the airport, if you don't have flight arrangements in the vicinity of the time that you're renting your car," she said, "it's like $1,000 deposit."
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah. And they don't do debit card. You can't do it with a debit card.
Of course not. Oh,
Yeah.
that's definitely
You can
not.
only use a major credit card.
Yeah.
I said, well, this is all very disconcerting. So Angie had just dropped me off and left, so I had to call her to have her come pick me back up. And then, yeah, we were just going to figure it out. I was going to drop the car off super early on Monday and then Uber back. And yeah. So, yeah, I get to the Volkswagen place. She's like, "Yeah, we didn't hear from the glass place that said they were coming." So my saga continued that day. And at that point, dealing with all that, I was not prepped for the week at all. Still at 9:30, like nothing was ready. So that's when I told you, I said, I just don't have time. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't be in all the places right now.
I was with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was one of those where we were trying to figure out if we could just do it a little bit later or a little bit earlier, and nothing was going to work out.
Nope.
So yeah, so I actually had 2 cases of pork on the smoker when I was texting you that morning.
Oh,
So to the 600 person catering that we did on Wednesday. So we did pre-do the pork, and the cooling was the hardest part of the whole process, at least for the pork. So yeah, we portioned it off into a half pans, essentially. So we only half filled the half pans. Then I was rotating it into the freezer for 20 minutes and then into the fridge to get it as cold as possible, as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And then reheating it, we just did it into the smoker, and that works great. Which is great. So the excuse me, the menu for that was for 600 people, and they wanted enough proteins for 600 people for both proteins. So we had 150 pounds of cooked pork, 600 pieces of chicken, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, and coleslaw. Of which they wanted 600 portions of mac and cheese and 600 portions of mashed potatoes.
How many Cambros did you use?
So we had most of the mac and cheese done up ahead of time, because we've reheated that before and we can do that pretty good. The problem that we ran into was the chicken, because you can't cook it and reheat it and have it be any good. So I was up from 3:30 in the morning in my normal time on Tuesday until I took a nap at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. And all Tuesday night to Wednesday morning, I was rotating on about 80 pieces of chicken at a time, from either going straight on the grates to into pans to cover, or then into the heating cabinet all night long. All night long.
So that was, when you say pieces, what are we talking about? Like bone in, skin on?
Yeah, thighs and drumsticks.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. They wanted to eat chicken.
Yep.
If we would have done bone or boneless like thighs, it would have all just been shredded chicken by the time they got to it, anyways.
Yeah.
For holding it that long in juice, even if it's not at a high enough heat to cook, it's still just going to steam. And I mean, we had every time we swapped out pans of chicken, there was just bones in there with some chicken floating around. So I had to do the chicken overnight, and it had to be done, and it was pretty close. My goal was to have all the chicken off and done by 5 in the morning. So that way we had 9 pans of mashed potatoes and 9 pans of mac and cheese and 9 pans of pork that we had to get onto the smoker and heated. I don't know if you know this, but you can't fit 27 full pans onto a GC60. So, yeah, it was, everything got hot. We used the 4 Cambros that we have. Those were loaded, and we still had pans in the smoker. We dropped the temperature by the time we left because everything was pretty warm. Yeah, so, and then we get there, and we start serving food, and we see about 400 people in the first 45 to 50 minutes going through the line. Based on plate, because we had all new packages of plates for them, so we had an idea of number of people.
Yeah.
So they got really nervous, and we got really nervous because it wasn't you need an invite to show up. So the invites went out to their clients and their employees, so all their field guys. So they don't know if 10 people are coming or 5 people are coming for whatever business. So they're guessing.
Yep.
Luckily, it really tapered off in the next half hour. Our guess is we were pretty close to 600, if not a little bit over. And we were still able to leave them with some pork and some coleslaw and some chicken. So, yeah. But yeah, then we canceled the next day. We had already canceled dinner service for Thursday because Chris's son has graduation. I didn't really plan super well my week. So we were just going to cancel that so I could get ready for Memorial Day weekend because we were going to be gone Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So after Wednesday, our big catering thing, we had to restock everything and figure out how to get everything back onto the trailer for a 3-day weekend without us being anywhere near all our stock. So after not sleeping for a day and a half, I canceled the lunch too, just to give me a little bit extra time. So that's why I took Thursday off, in quotations.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been a couple weeks. Weekend in Newaygo went great, Memorial Day. Saturday we were down just a little bit, a couple $100 over last year's Saturday at the same festival. But we ended up being up $300 on Sunday from last year, so it was a wash essentially. So, which puts us about $2,200 or $2,300 short of a $50,000 month with 1 day to go.
Wow.
So I don't think we'll hit it. So I told Chris, I said, think we can do that in a day? He's like, yeah, of course we can. I said, do you think I'm going to cook enough food for us to do that in a day? And we're at the gas station in Dutton, which is a good spot for us and has been a really good lunch spot for us lately, and one of our best subdivisions. So it's possible. And we told this subdivision, we sold out there the last 2 times we've been there early, and we told them that we were going to load up for them the next time. So hopefully they show up and maybe we'll hit it. But yeah, we haven't had a $50,000 month before. We've been close. We've had, I think, 148 before. So, yeah.
It's awesome, man. I mean, that's like a lot. I mean, I'm that's just a lot.
So, I sent you that,
Yeah.
and then I sent you my other piece of information that we are down. Well, that's not right. Hold on a second. Let me pull it back up. This year. So yeah, we're up in every measurable category. So we're up in sales. We're up in our average ticket, but we are down in transaction counts.
That was
About 19% over last year, and that was with us being open 3 days a week through the winter to start the year. So we had extra transactions that we didn't have last year before we started the month, or before we started the barbecue season. So I had figured, I told you it was about 800, which worked out to be about 15 people a day during normal barbecue season. Why? I don't know. We've talked about it a lot at the beginning of the year, that just people didn't seem to be coming out as much. Weather was awful to start the year, so maybe that's part of it. I don't know. I know we are putting less money into advertising, but the advertising dollars we pulled were page-like advertising dollars, not our weekly where are we at through the week posts.
yeah. We're gonna be
So, yeah, I don't know. It's so if we pull back and I say, well, without the catering, I mean, it's a rough start to the year, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, I have been booking catering, and I mean, really, for the 3 months, I could have had 3 trucks booked every weekend for these 3 months.
That's
So,
crazy. I mean, but June for me for sure, but I had to turn down a lot in June.
Yeah, June 10th was the day is the day of the year for us.
June 24th for me.
Yeah.
Or June 10th, either which. June 10th
Yeah.
and double.
So yeah, we'll. It's been a good year. Things are. I mean, May was what we thought it would be. Our roadside was still a little bit slower, but we're starting to see some life again in some of those spots that were good for us last year. The Corewell Health Spectrum locations are still, we can't figure it out. So we had one a couple weeks ago, and the majority of the business that we got was people from outside of Corewell Health. like significantly. Like probably 80% didn't come from inside the building.
Were you parked elsewhere, or were you always been parked in the same spot?
Same spot we've always been parked. So, and they know, like, we're reminding our ambassadors a couple days ahead of time. They're like, yep, we're sending out emails. It's okay. And for whatever reason, I don't know. They're just not coming out like they used to. So it's something that we are monitoring very closely.
Yeah.
And hopefully that returns at some point soon. Because, yeah, I mean, we have 3 or 4 of those every month. And for those to be half of what they were last year, it hurts.
But it does.
So, yeah, it's we're trucking forward. June is... June looks fuller than May did.
Yeah, June looks like it's going to be a monster month.
Yeah. Plus, we get our first Grand Rapids food truck events kicked off. We have farmers markets kick off. We have some concert series that we're doing kicking off. Yeah, it's a... Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just have a lot of catering.
A lot of catering for us on weekends, yeah.
Yeah, every weekend is booked. Most every weekend is booked. If I don't have a double service on Saturday, then I got one Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So I was just going through my numbers from this year compared to last year.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 weeks ago, the other thing that happened on that week was it was my 1 year anniversary of quitting my job.
Congratulations.
So that's always a...
Today is the 3-year anniversary of my last day.
Is it?
Yep. It popped up on my Facebook memories.
So going through this, I had a goal of getting to 250 for the year, and I'm up 11.5 year over year so far, as far as sales go.
Okay. 11%, you mean?
No, well, 11,500.
Okay. Over last year's sales at the same time.
Yeah, over dollars.
Okay.
As far as I'm trying to find the item sales, item sales or transactions, I should say.
Just to throw a stupid number out there.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of our catering things, our average check right now is at $30.59.
Oh, mine in the last 30 days was $44.
I haven't even looked at the last 30 days. What it was for this month. $42.23.
Yeah.
But that 600-person catering was a $12,000 day for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
What it helped me, I mean, even though that campground I did Saturday wasn't good, I got a call 3 days earlier from a lady who had my barbecue at a local brewery, and I said, funny story. So she calls me and she's like, "Hey, we need. We're thinking, how much is it for 45 people?" I'm like, "Well, standard price is $16 a person for pork, chicken, and 2 sides. If you want to go to brisket, it's a little bit more." She's like, "Okay, pork, chicken, 2 sides. We want mac and cheese and coleslaw." I said, "Okay." So I shot her a price, whatever. Didn't hear from her for like, I don't know, a week. And so I emailed her. I called her, no voicemail. I emailed her. I texted her, just say, "Hey, you know." She finally called back. She's like, "I'm so sorry. I had to get a new phone. I haven't set up my voicemail yet. Yeah, we definitely want to book you for Sunday." I'm like, "Okay, but this is on Friday." And I'm like, "Well, I'll send you the invoice. I need it paid by tomorrow, like in full." And she's like, "No problem. We'll make it happen." So sent the invoice. She paid it right away. It's great. I show up and, bring in the food, and the first thing I smell is barbecue. Like I'm smelling, it smells great. Like it's just filling the house, right?
Uh-huh.
And I didn't say anything. So I started setting up my stuff and whatever. And she told me that it's a party for her dad and her party for her grandfather and her brother, and that they asked Dad to cook a brisket. I'm like, oh, all right, well that's good. So I start setting up my stuff, I finished setting up my stuff, and I'm walking out to the kitchen. I see like 5 guys just huddled around a kitchen island. I'm like, hey, whoever cooked that brisket smells real good. They're like, oh, come over here and have a piece. Come on over. Let me know what you think. So, of course, I go over there, and he's cutting it completely wrong. He's like, dip it in the au jus. It tastes great. Just dip it in that au jus. I'm like, all right. So it tasted good. So I said, they said he cooked it. Somebody told me he cooked it on the Oklahoma Joe stick burner. There was a little Home Depot special.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so how'd you cook it? Were you up all night or whatever? It's like, well, we started at 6 this morning. I wrapped it after 4 hours and stuck it in the oven. I'm like, you're a barbecue guy. That's exactly what I used to do. Just stick it right in the oven until it's done. So
well, yeah, because it's not going to take any more smoke anyways.
Yeah, I'm like, you wonder why. Oh, it was black, though. I mean, the part that he wasn't cooking up was absolutely black.
It was black, though.
But he, yeah, I'm like, I used to do that. And I'm like, no wonder your whole house smells like brisket.
Mm-hmm.
Or like barbecue, because it was. Well, so I sent a text. And I'm like, well, I appreciate letting me be a part of the party. Let me know any feedback if you have any.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't gotten a text back yet.
Is it making you nervous?
It kind of does, just to be honest with you. It does, but I don't know.
Yeah, I hate not getting a response back, or it's like 3 days later, and then it comes in like an email, and you see it there, and it's like, huh.
Well,
so
she was the one.
Bad, or were they busy?
Yeah, it didn't get back to me for like a week, so.
Ugh.
Anyway, yeah. So so you had sent me something about sales, as far as your number of transactions was down.
Yep.
Where did you find transactions?
It's right on my homepage. Yeah, so it gives you your little.
Oh, for the month.
For the year, I switch it to the year. Don't you have a drop down there?
Yeah, but what's previous period? Oh, you're doing okay. So you went.
So I do this year versus previous year. Yeah.
Yep, I got you. Okay, so.
And then I did the long math to figure out how many transactions that was.
Well, I have a calculator,
but not in a smart way. I just guessed and then guessed again and guessed again until I got close.
So this actually says this year versus previous year.
Yep.
Okay, I am up 16% in transactions.
But you've been open more this year than you were last year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, this year is going to be a little skewed for your numbers, but this year will be your new baseline.
My average sale is up 7%. My returns are down 92%. That's good.
My returns are down 100%.
I had some weird credit card thing last year.
Yeah,
and my sales are up.
Sales
are up 27%.
Good.
Yeah, we're getting.
Yeah, and so you'll see that I think our first year. So we went from. This is why we got screwed on any potential COVID stuff or funding or whatever.
Yeah.
Is because our first year was 2019 and we weren't full time. We were only doing weekends. And then we had an 80% increase in 2020. So when you submit all the paperwork, we showed we were busier once the pandemic started. And they're like, well, no, you don't need anything from us. It's like, well, it's not. We're comparing apples to oranges. So, yeah, and that's all they look at. So, whatever. Would have been nice to have some free government cheese, but I forgot to tell you, Pam is on the live feed today. She's very excited.
Hi, Pam.
Miss Pam, I'm sorry. Miss Pam.
Oh, apologies, Miss Pam.
Yes, because of her ethnicity. She would like to be referred to as Miss Pam.
Because of her ethnicity?
Yeah. Okay. Or her perceived ethnicity.
If she just says the word y'all, I'd be happy with that. Anyway, so my wife, funny story, my wife got me Metallica tickets for Christmas last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I just received in the mail an added Christmas gift, Metallica's new CD. Yeah, I can't play it because my $70,000 truck doesn't have a CD player. Anyway.
Do you have a CD player anywhere in your house?
Yes, we have one with a record player and a cassette deck.
Nice.
But anyway.
Thought maybe you'd have to break out the old ghetto blaster.
No,
Some
we're good.
detachable speakers.
So you got a comment that I'd like you to address.
Oh, Jesus.
From our Twisted Street Nick Lodato guy.
Yeah.
Our loyal listener.
I addressed it.
Did you address it?
I thought I responded to his comment.
Let's address it on the air because I didn't see it. Just to be honest with you.
Rehash it because you don't read? Okay. Are you going to it?
Pam just messaged me. Please hold.
She can't figure out how to message on the live stream?
I don't know. She's your employee. So we're gonna change. Let's go. Ooh, can't do that one. See all.
How can you think about getting a second or third trailer, but you say you haven't even paid yourself yet this year?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's what the. Yes, that's exactly what it was.
I just read it.
Oh, okay. So, please hold.
Okay.
I want to find the comment because I didn't see. Okay, here it is. I'm getting messages all over the place.
You're very popular.
Oh, I wish sometimes I wasn't.
Don't we all?
The business is making money. Trailer 1 is paid off soon. Okay, good. Account, but play with okay. Okay, poor winter planning. Okay, fair. I understand that. Okay, so basically you're saying the business is doing good, but not good enough to pay you.
By choice, in sense. Or because of decisions made. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, by choice. I can understand that.
Not every decision guarantees a profit at the end. Some are losses, so we had some. That's all. I also paid myself the first year we were open, when most people don't. I also paid myself the second year we were open, when most people don't.
It's a good thing you got a sugar mom.
It's a good thing I had a cashed out 401k.
Oh, well, that too.
The first couple of years.
Well, it's a good thing you have a sugar mama now.
Yes. So,
just kidding.
So yeah, if
Pam says she's technically challenged and can't figure out the comments in the feed. Anyway, sorry.
Your mom did, Skippy.
I know. Mom's working the computer for years. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah,
I just kind of move things around
in
the order of operations, where most people are putting everything back into their business year 1, year 2, and not taking pay. I'm just doing it currently.
I get it. Okay.
Because of necessity then and necessity now. So, if we had a slow start to the year, on top of a couple other decisions that I would rather not have made through the winter.
Is what it is.
Yeah. Purchases were made or dollars were spent in places that I should have waited to spend them. So those things compounded, and when all things come down to it, I'm going to make sure everything else is paid before I am. I could have paid myself something.
True.
But yeah, basically, I'm just had not yet. I am now.
You're finding a way to reinvest into your business, and that's just fair.
But yeah, like I said, the first trailer's paid off here shortly, and
Soon.
all that money is still going into a trailer. So, and I think we've talked about it before. Kind of economies of scale. It doesn't. The labor amount for 2 trailers isn't the same as the labor amount for 1 trailer, obviously. But my pay gets split between 2 trailers. Chris's pay gets split between 2 trailers. I don't have to hire another person on salary every time I get another trailer.
Mm-hmm.
The workload isn't twice as much with a second trailer.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take twice as much effort to do 8 pork butts versus 4 pork butts. You know? It doesn't require another person to also put in 4 pork butts into a different smoker. So at that point, the margin gets better, in theory, as long as you have the business to run 2 trailers. So
yeah, I mean, as long as the
and
business.
Pam can confirm my accounting thought process there,
Pam's
or she
great.
can tell me I'm an idiot and she's looking for another job. One of those 2 things.
If you hear a little barking, it's my dog snoring and having a dream at the moment.
Oh.
Just laying behind me. So, let's talk about trailers. I got a quote for one.
Oh yeah, geez, so much has happened in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. So
Yep.
out of the both of us, I didn't think I'd be the first one to possibly entertain a new one.
Well, especially when I was looking. So
I called, sent a message to the same people that did your trailer.
Southern Dimensions Group, yes.
Yes, out of Waycross, Georgia. And gave them a list of things I wanted. Decided not to entertain propane at all. Again, more stuff I have to worry about filling up. So I got a total of roughly 52,000.
Okay, I just pulled up my final estimate for my trailer.
Oh, new one?
No, the one I have right now.
Burn. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So I can pull up mine too.
Just making sure this had everything in it that we're going to talk about. My quote has a 7,000 watt Honda electric generator, which is not what I got. I think it was 7,000 watts, but it was definitely not a Honda.
Maybe they should throw one in. Eh?
Huh?
Maybe they should just throw one in.
Well, the Onan cost twice as much.
Oh.
At least when I quoted it out to have a new one put on. But that could be pandemic type pricing. So, let's see here. So my wow, I didn't even think it was that low. It makes your price seem way high. My total was 38.
Wow. We were signing the dotted line for that one.
With more equipment than you're going to have in yours, I might add.
Oh, yeah.
So my generator was $5,000. You're not getting one. So take that off. So now we're down to 33.
Yeah.
No fryer for you.
No.
Which is another 1,000, so 32. I had to pay another $700, I think, to have the hood extended.
Well, I don't even have a hood.
What are you using for cooktop?
Electric.
You still need a hood.
Nope.
Don't you?
Grease laden. Only need a hood for grease laden vapors.
Okay.
I'm just boiling mac and cheese. I don't need a hood.
Okay. At no point in time would you do anything grease laden?
No, I don't. No, of course not.
Okay.
Might scramble an egg every now and then, but oh.
Well, my 6-foot hood cost me $2,600. So yeah, you take out those two things. I think everything else is pretty same. We had a fridge and refrigerator, or a fridge and a freezer.
How much was your fridge?
$2,000. 1,900 for the 1,900 for the fridge and 2,000 for the freezer.
2,200 for the 19 cubic foot fridge.
So mine was 23 cubic foot.
Or sorry, 2,200. 1995 or 2,000 for the 27-inch prep table sandwich.
27-inch prep table. My prep table isn't that long, I don't think. Sorry, I got like 4 pages on this quote. I don't even know.
If you look at the actual email, mine's in the actual email, and then I can double click on the quote.
No.
Well,
I'm looking at my itemized estimate or quote.
Yeah. Just for my sink stuff, it's $4,000. Sink and plumbing.
Mine was, so it was 3 back then.
My concession window is $1,700.
Yeah.
My
See, I don't even have my prep table's not even on here.
My 7,000-pound axles, along with nice wheels and tires, I guess, is $3,400.
Are you fucking kidding me? So there's a big jump. So mine, with the wheels and the springs, was $1,300.
Yeah, my wheels itself are $1,380. And my springs are
your 4 wheels are $1,300.
$345 a piece, 4 of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mine are 100. That's a piece. $580 for mine. So that's still $1,700.
And then my axles are 7,000 pound.
It's interesting to see which stuff they have as a quantity that they carry over and not. So according to this, I only have 1 leaf spring.
Me too. That's what it said.
So yeah, somewhere right around there. Yeah, but 51 isn't.
So they included, and since I wasn't doing a generator, they included a 24K AC mini split.
Okay.
It's 53. It's 5,300 by itself, with heat and air, and heat. They said the heat's much better, and on a thermostat. $600 for.
I gotta pull mine back up.
$2,750 or $2,700 just to enclose my porch and put gull wing doors on it.
See, I don't. Why do you want that? Just because it looks cool?
No, just it's more.
More what?
So I can be out there and cook and technically still be in a trailer and be warm, I guess.
Okay.
Because there's going to be an extractor fan up top that's going to.
Right.
So I don't have to have the windows open if I don't want to.
Okay. Are you going to be out there in the middle of winter just like in like shorts and a t-shirt?
No.
Oh, okay. And then how cold do you get?
Still fucking cold. Still freaking cold when on a porch that's not.
Not really.
Closed.
I'm not out there long enough.
Plus, they don't have to worry about the elements with the cooker.
I didn't think Outlaws had problems with. Didn't think Outlaws minded elements.
They don't, but you know what they hate? They hate fucking salt. My intake from the firebox won't open or close anymore because the salt has corroded the stainless steel baffle thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, not good, boss.
I had a 15,000 BTU AC with heat strip, which does fine. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be 60 degrees in there in the middle of winter, but I don't think we're running out in the winter anymore. So the AC does fine to keep the humidity out. It gets hot in there, but
It was $800 just for a pocket door to the porch.
yeah,
Would you rather have a pocket door?
probably, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
But yeah, I still have to lay out how I want the second trailer to be before I send them anything.
Well, I asked for a sketch.
Oh, they won't do that.
I'm waiting on it.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're not going to get it, I don't think. Something
yes,
they're
sir.
notoriously awful about is providing you any kind of schematic or anything until you pay a deposit or that you are very, very serious about buying. Yeah, I didn't get a layout until after I paid a deposit. Like, they weren't going to put in that effort until they knew for sure I was buying a trailer.
Huh.
And I asked for pictures like 10 different times while they were building it, and I never got a single one. Like, not even responses back. Just radio silence. Yeah. It was so bizarre.
Oh,
I was like, I don't need like detailed pictures. Just shoot me a picture of. You could have done it of any bare skeleton frame, and I wouldn't have known the difference. You know, I'm just trying to update, Facebook stuff and kind of document the journey. That's what I told them.
They told me
I don't need much.
I actually asked the guy about their markup on what they do and what they charge, and so for a CTO, which I think you can buy retail for like, we'll say high number $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
They charge $9,200,
Yeah.
and that includes installation, but it's still a lot of money.
I think they only charged me $150 or something like that to mount my smoker.
Yeah, it's
But I had to take it there to do it. So, yeah, my whole month and a half journey, because I had to order my smoker, which was done 2 months before the trailer was done.
you should just ask to leave it there.
No, because they charge you rent.
Randall would have done that for you?
Huh. So either at Southern Dimensions or at why am I drawing a blank on my smoker?
Deep South?
Thank you. I was like, yeah, both. So if I would have left it at Deep South until the week of, they were going to charge me rent. Anything past 30 days, I would have been charged lot rent for
Stupid.
it. So yeah, the smoker was done. I drove down to Georgia, which those two towns are only like 45 minutes apart.
Yeah.
Got my smoker, drove it all the way back to Michigan. Did 3 competitions with it. Drove it back down to Georgia. Had it mounted on the smoker, or on the trailer, and then drove the trailer back. Through Atlanta, Georgia, at rush hour. It was awesome.
Oh, that's not good.
Didn't hit a thing.
Still.
No, I waited a year before I hit anything with the trailer. But no, they're really good trailers, and they do a good job. I don't know how
Well, they wanted 50% down.
Yeah, I had to do it too.
Now, the one thing that I liked and didn't like was they told me that wait time was 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought about it now. I'm like, okay, if I order it now, I'm taking everything I've banged so far, so don't really want to do that to start off negative again. But okay, I get it in 5 months, which is like October, November time. I can't use it. Like, I mean, I might have a month of using it maybe, but it's just going to sit while I use the other one and maybe come out next year with it. But it's like, so they normally said because now is our slow time, it gets done faster. I said, well, what if I order it? How long is this quote good for? And they're like, as long as nothing changes in the equipment prices, we'll honor it. I'm like, oh, okay. Or nothing. He said nothing drastically changes.
Yeah.
But it'll go from 5 months to like 8 months.
Oh yeah.
Which, like, it seems like I'm damned if I do, damned if you don't. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is the real problem with my trailer as far as capacity goes is axle size. So I have 3,200 pound axles on this, and they need to be bigger.
You know what, Skippy? This is my quote from 2017.
Oh,
I gotta pull the right one.
So in the off season, I'm going to drop it off and have the axles swapped out. Go with bigger ones. Hopefully, it doesn't mess with anything other than just gives me a little bit more. Because every time I go over a bump, I'm like, oh god, is something going to fall off?
Yep. I didn't even notice the date, but that's how little my quote changed from 2017 or the equipment changed. So explain why I didn't have a prep table on there, probably.
I've been really digging your idea about the Sweet Racks Express.
Yeah?
Problem is, I don't have anybody to run it. Or just I don't have anybody I trust to run it, one of the two.
Right.
I need to start trusting more people. What do you got, as you're looking that up, what do you got going on this week?
Oh, you know, stuff. Really, it's a pretty quiet week for us. I don't know why I can't find this thing.
Well, I worked today.
Yeah, good job, buddy. Good on you. Why were you working?
It was a subdivision that we always go to that invited us. It's the only Memorial Day parade in the city of Ann Arbor. Okay. So we didn't really know what to expect. So they said parade starts at 10, ends at 10:30 at this park in the middle of their sub. And I'm like, okay. She's like, the streets will be blocked off. There'll be cars parked everywhere. You know, I told everybody service isn't until 11. It was us and a taco truck and a Kona ice truck.
Okay.
And I said, okay, I'll get there by 10 just to be safe. So I got there like 10 after 10 because, of course, I was a dumbass and tried to go shopping this morning, and it didn't really work out too well for me. Mm-hmm. So when I got there, the place was packed. Taco truck already had their window open. I already had a line. I'm like, fuck, I still got 2 briskets to cut. So I put the menu out real quick, cut the 2 briskets. I got there at 10:10, opened up at 10:30, and just started rocking it. And the first hour was like a $700 hour, and then kind of started dying down. They told us they expected people to be there till 4. We left at 1 because there was nobody. So it was basically 10 to 1. Sold. Went through a full pan of mac and cheese, 2 pork butts, and basically a brisket, and did $1,200.
Not bad. So my final quote from March 25th. So I ordered March 25th. I picked up my trailer July, so 4 months. $46,552.
Full of propane, full of generator.
Not full of propane, no, but I had propane tanks.
Yes, propane. You had propane appliances.
Yeah. Let me go through and look to see what. So same air conditioner. 15 amp floodlights and GFI. Blah blah blah.
Would you get different floors?
I'm not a big fan of the diamond.
So
I'd probably go with a smooth floor.
Like
or a
rubber
smoother
coin
floor.
kind of thing?
What's that?
Like rubber coin kind of thing?
Well, you can put that down over what you have now.
Correct.
But that's just as hard to clean as anything else.
So what would you go with?
Just a smooth floor.
They make
My only problem with a diamond is it's hard to clean.
I understand that.
So I don't want to go with something that's also hard to clean.
So I get. Now your smooth floor would end up being more slippery, wouldn't it?
Not if I require non-slip shoes on the trailer.
True that.
But yes, technically it would be more slippery. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be smooth. It would have texture on it, but it wouldn't have those traps, those dirt and grease traps everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look to see what my options are, you know? I'm sure they have some standards that they do. The tread plate floor is what it's called.
Yeah, ATP. For short.
No, ATP is the ceiling.
ATP is aluminum tread plate.
It says includes steel tread plate floor and ATP finished ceiling. Is what my quote says.
You're wrong.
I'm reading the quote.
Just saying.
Well, whatever. And then yes, it does say down here 0.063 ATP on floor.
Thank you.
It still doesn't change what I read before. Is what is on
Completely
there.
understand.
Well, then stop saying you're right. Jesus Christ.
I don't ever get to say it, nor do I ever get to hear it. So I might as well say it when I can.
See, I don't even see my generator on here. Yeah, I don't know. I paid around somewhere in the vicinity of $46,000.
Not bad.
Yeah, so all things considered between yours and mine, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not bad.
Yeah. So yeah,
You'll probably end up getting it before I will.
maybe. We'll see.
I think next for me is to do my garage and trees and all that shit.
Next for you is to hire somebody and start molding somebody.
Yeah, I don't. So that's a big philosophical difference between you and me.
I don't know. It's a philosophical difference. It's a goal difference.
It was a good word. I don't. Your goal in the years to come is to be completely off your trailer. Mine's not. I always want to be. I always want to be the person that somebody sees when they come up to get food that I've cooked.
I don't even need to be the person they see when I'm on the trailer.
I understand that.
Okay.
I get it. I completely understand. I mean, I don't. I guess I don't understand. I don't understand that you don't want to be the face of your own business, but
I don't need to be.
it's not about.
I don't need the ego.
It's not about the ego.
Yeah, it is. My name's on the business. My name's on the business cards. I don't need to be in front of every customer. I can be the face of the business and the voice of the business without being in front of every customer.
You don't get people that ever ask, "Can I talk to the owner?"
Yeah.
Do you own this? Is this
Yeah.
yours?
And
Maybe it's because I do a lot of events or a lot of setups by myself.
if I'm on the trailer, then yes, I will step over. It's not like I'm avoiding talking to people.
No, I know. I just
So if they say, "Hey, is the owner here?" or "Are you the owner?" to Chris, and I'm on the trailer, then yes, Chris will grab
legally,
me.
Chris can say he's the owner.
Correct. And I'm fine with that. It doesn't bother me anymore. It bothered me the first year. Because I wanted the validation. I risked everything to open the trailer.
Absolutely.
And I wanted
So
the validation. This is mine.
you no longer want the validation.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. It makes no difference to me whether or not they know that I own this business.
So, would you say now You're chasing the money and not the dream?
No. My dream isn't for everybody to know that I own a successful business. My dream is to own a successful business and to build out a successful business.
Why wouldn't you want to tell the world?
Because I don't need the validation. That's ego for me. Because I'm not doing it for everybody else. I'm doing it for me.
You don't want to see your name in lights?
I don't fucking care. Why? Sure, it's nice that I have, I'm on in newspapers and in publications and we've won best food truck stuff. Yeah, it's great. It's not why I do it.
That's true. You don't do it for that. That's just a byproduct.
Yeah, it's nice to be recognized, but I'm not seeking recognition. I don't need it every day. If so 3 different times while we were at this 600 person lunch thing, someone walked up and said compliments to the chef. Those exact words, which I thought was super weird for a buffet, whatever.
Right.
Or some variation of that. And, thank you. It's nice to hear.
Yeah.
But if I'm not there and they say it to Chris, it doesn't bother me.
No, I wouldn't.
I'm just happy they're happy. That's all that matters.
I wouldn't think something like that would bother you. It's just more of, I don't know. If you see on Facebook, you see Famous Dave all over the place. And
okay.
he's sold Famous Dave's to a conglomerate and made, millions upon millions of dollars.
Okay.
But he's still out there being Famous Dave.
Okay, that's his brand.
Correct.
If the food truck was called Josh's Barbecue, then yeah, I would like Josh in the window.
Would you hire a person named Josh just to have a Josh?
It would only be Josh's.
All Josh all the time.
His brand isn't his restaurant. His brand is him. That's the brand he built. I'm not branding Chef Josh or Pitmaster Josh. I'm not going to have a line of sauces and rubs with my face on it, with my name on it. I don't need it. I don't want it. If anything, it would have Sweet Rack's name on it, not mine.
Correct. But don't you want to be the face of that?
No.
You come up with your own products. You start getting your own products out there. You don't want to be the face of your own products?
Sweet Rack's would be the face of the product, not me.
Correct. So who's the face of Sweet Rack's?
Sweet Rack's is. That's the brand. I'm not the brand.
But you created the brand.
Okay. Who is the face of Amazon?
Jeff Bezos.
You see his face when you go to place an order on Amazon?
No, you just know who he is.
When you call customer service, do you talk to Jeff Bezos?
You can't go that. You can't.
Why not?
Do that.
Why not?
Because they're $1 billion company.
It doesn't matter.
Why does it matter? If you really want to, you could call Microsoft and talk to Bill Gates if you really want to.
It's the same thing.
But they know.
So there's a difference between someone knowing that I own the business and me talking to every customer.
If I went on the street and said, "Hey, who's Jeff Bezos?" Oh, he's the guy who founded Amazon.
Okay.
Who's Bill Gates? He's the guy who founded Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Josh Hance? He's the guy who founded Sweet Rack's Smoking Butts Food Truck.
I don't need that.
It's not about a need. It's just that doesn't feel good to you.
If someone at a different state knew that I was it doesn't faze me one bit, one way or the other.
All right.
Because it's not about me. It's about the business.
I understand.
And I want this business. It's okay. So,
but you can.
If I am the only part of the business, if I am the true face of it, then it dies when I die. And I don't want that.
No, because just as Famous Dave did, you can sell it if you wanted to.
I don't want to sell it.
I understand. Ever. I'm saying.
So if I die, it dies with me.
Period.
If you die right now, PB&J's is dead.
Absolutely.
Why wouldn't you want to set up yourself so that doesn't happen? Why don't you want your business to be immortal? That's what I want.
I understand, but how does that happen?
By putting systems in place for other people to be able to run my business, to work my
Correct,
business,
and that's fine.
without me being the face of it. So if I were to pass, and people don't think, oh, well, this is all going to go to shit, even if the business is still running. If I'm the only thing they know and associate with the business, and I'm gone, then there's a question. Is Famous Dave's restaurant still Famous Dave? No. It never is.
No.
Right? Because Famous Dave's no longer involved. The change happens. So I'm setting myself
Correct,
up for that change not to happen.
Because he sold out, and that's fine.
Right. And everybody knows it. So that it's already in your head when you go. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Right.
you know that.
Right. So why not set your business up for you to build your business's brand and not your brand?
But isn't
It's
that
not
the
about
same?
me. It's about the business. No, it's not. Because your business isn't a personal brand.
I'm not selling Skippy's rubs. I'm selling PB&J's pork rub.
Yeah, but you'd want your face on the bottle.
No, I wouldn't.
But
I
then
wouldn't
how
want
are
my-
you not
no,
the face? Then you're not the
I
face of your
wouldn't want-
business, Skippy.
My name is the face of my business. My name is.
It doesn't say.
absolutely,
It doesn't say Bert's Rub.
No, but everybody knows when it comes to PB&J is that Skippy, the guy, he's the guy.
How
who
would they
runs
know
it.
that? If your rub gets picked up in California, and somewhere your food truck's never been, how would they know that? If you
Branding.
haven't, huh?
Branding.
How? So, okay, let's
Here's
walk
a here's
through.
a message
Let's walk
on our
through this.
website. Here's our message. Here's a message
No,
from
no.
our founder.
Okay, let's walk through this.
Okay.
So you develop a rub, and it gets
Okay.
picked up by Walmart.
Sure. I have a rub and Walmart.
I'm walking down the aisle and I see your rub there. I'm gonna
Okay.
know that that's Skippy's rub.
Out of the blue, probably not.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because if I'm at Walmart, you're going to see 700 rubs other than just mine. But no, you have to. You have to go somewhere to want it. You have to find it first. So look at Malcolm Reed, right? How to Barbecue Right. Killer Hogs.
Okay.
Okay. He's the face of his business. Because that is if anything, that is a true business. How to Barbecue Right and Killer Hogs. You talk Cosmos, Darren Khosravi. Cosmos is, it's what's your barbecue?
Okay. Whoa. You talk to somebody outside of the barbecue world and you ask him about Cosmos. And I wouldn't have been able to tell you his first name, and I used this shit for 2 years.
I bought his videos, so.
I wouldn't have been able to tell you Reed's name off the top of my head without looking at it.
Aaron Franklin.
Okay. What about him?
So Aaron Franklin passes away. What happens to his restaurants?
I guarantee you sales go down 50%.
But he's the face of his business.
It's also called Franklin's Barbecue, so yeah.
You got me on that.
You know what? He's not in the restaurant every day. He's not there every day anymore. He doesn't cook his briskets anymore.
No, he's not.
You're right.
He does.
He's stepped away. He runs his business now. He doesn't work his business. There's two big differences there. You can still be the face of your business without being in the window every day. You can still be the face and the voice of your business without being in the window every day. That's what I'm getting at.
I guess if I see compliments, I want to. I've always being in the mortgage industry and
You
being
want
a
your
competitor-
ego stroked, and it's fine, but train your people to pass
I don't
along
think
information.
No, I don't think it's about ego.
You just said if you get a compliment, you want to hear it.
I do because it makes me
That's
feel
ego.
It makes me feel good that whatever I'm doing right.
That's great. Yes, and we all love to have nice things said about us. But you train your people to pass along information.
And we're talking about training people again.
Well, you'd have to have one in order to train them, Skippy.
I have two.
And at that point, you have to get over your shit about other people screwing up your stuff. And it's not going to be I'm going to hire one person and it'll be perfect. You're probably going to have to be either really lucky or you're going to have to go through 3 or 4 people. And I think you're going to know within a week or a week and a half if they're going to work out and be the person that you need them to be. If you're going to look for a person like a Chris, where you can step away for a few days and not have to worry about it.
You lucked out with Chris and Pam.
They bought in. They bought into what we're doing.
Correct.
There's other people out there. I'm not saying I didn't get lucky, but I've also hired 3 other people that aren't with me anymore.
You can't help one person. I don't know. It's just the...
You have a hard time of letting go of the control. And you're not getting out of control.
Because it's my business.
Okay. That's fine. I get it.
I don't want...
But don't say you want to hear the compliments, because you can get around that. You don't think anybody else can do it the way you do it. You don't trust anybody to make a sandwich the way you make a sandwich. You don't trust anybody else to rub your meat the way you rub your meat.
Because at a point where I get that one bad review or something, and it wasn't me making whatever it was that person had. That's okay.
And you don't have to defend yourself to the complaint, like, oh, it wasn't me, it was an employee.
No, because if you hire somebody and they screw it up, it is you, because you hired them. So at the end of the day, it's always you anyway.
Yep.
I guess I equate it to when I compete. I couldn't have anybody on my team because if somebody screwed something up, if my 2 categories were good and the other 2 categories weren't, I don't know what I would feel. It's the same thing with business-wise. I just don't know how I would feel if I'm there, I let the other person make food. I'm okay with that. That's fine, because I can still watch them. I can still see what they're doing,
You know how annoying that is, right?
I'm not watching everything.
To have someone watching you make food.
I don't know. It's that part of me that's like, I want the good and the bad, and I want the good and the bad, and only me.
You can have it.
I don't want anybody else.
Anybody else to have the good.
I don't want anybody else to have the.
You don't want anybody else to take credit for what you did.
I don't want, and vice versa. I don't want anybody to fuck up something I did, or to fuck up something I mean, I can be as like McDonald's or Burger King and make pictures of how a sandwich should be made, and so a trained monkey can. I mean, maybe I need a monkey. I don't know.
No, you need a person. It's not okay, Skippy. We're not fucking doing brain surgery.
I understand. Then I see a friend of mine who just opened a brick and mortar going through person after person after person.
Yeah. It's a good thing you only need 1 or 2.
It still scares the shit out of me.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. It's okay to be scared. It's a big step. Yes, it is. Folks, this section of our show is brought to you by BetterHelp.com. Skippy, get yourself some counseling. There are some things to work out here. Seriously, I think you would benefit. You have some control issues with your truck and your business and the things that you put out. You want your name to be on them, and I get it.
But good or bad, I want my name to be on it.
Right. You've screwed up a brisket before.
Absolutely.
For your daily service, I can almost guarantee it. You've screwed up. Something's not turned out perfect.
I have had to peel the foil off the top of the brisket. Absolutely.
Okay. It's going to happen. It happens with everybody, no matter how seasoned they are.
But I don't serve that brisket.
So if you,
I mean, I serve it kind of, but I take all the burnt parts off and.
Well, yeah. So what?
Do what I.
Yeah, right.
Still do what
we
I
all
can.
do. Yes.
It's just
what we're doing is not hard to learn.
No, it's not.
Even the cook process, because you're not doing competition barbecue. You're not injecting in a certain way or at a certain mix.
Correct.
It's rub and it's fire. And for you, fire management's a little bit bigger of a deal than it is for me because you're using an outlaw. But still, your daily service, you getting off the truck for a couple hours during lunch service shouldn't be a huge deal.
I can't leave.
Yes,
I shut the window when I got to take a piss.
I know. Isn't that annoying? Think of all the money you're losing.
I completely understand. I get that. That part I understand. Like me not having somebody, absolutely. Like I get that part.
You forget that you don't have any pickles on your truck. And you open for service. Now you either have to make a decision. You close your window back open. You run to a store to get pickles and come back and lose an hour. Or you go with your sandwiches without pickles, and now you're handing out inconsistent product. So now somebody got something from you one day that was one way, and now they're getting it a different way this day. Hire a person. It allows you flexibility to be able to get things done to run your business more efficiently. And then when you have a day where you don't have a full day, or it's a short day for you, you can actually take that time instead of now working extra hard to where you can actually take 10 minutes or an hour to be able to go do something and provide yourself a little bit of balance. Granted, I don't have any balance because I have so much stuff to still do, but...
So why don't you park the trailer at Chris's house?
Because we don't serve anybody up in Newaygo outside of one day a week. Because that's more miles on the trailer that way than on the truck.
Location. If he was down the street, would you?
Yeah.
So you trust Chris to start everything, cook everything?
He's done it.
Okay.
Time and time again. When our first 2 years of full time, we used to do Saturdays and Sundays up in Newaygo.
Yeah,
and
that's
on
right.
Saturday, I would drop the trailer off at Chris's house and go home. And he would cook that night. And I would show up at his house at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. Just like he does at my house every morning. So we'd switch roles for the night. Chris is already prepping 90% of the meat that goes on that smoker. I don't do any of it anymore, hardly.
Well, yeah, he's been with you forever. Or since the start, so he should
know. But he's been doing it.
I know. He should know in 3 years what to do and what not to do.
I know, but he was doing it a year in. He learned how to trim briskets.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, how long did it take you to trust him to do whatever he needed to do?
2020. He took a cook overnight.
And you started in 2019?
Full-time 2020. So by the end of 2020, he had done a cook overnight.
Okay.
He was nervous, and he didn't sleep at all. But, I mean, that's normal, you know?
Yeah.
And I was up the next morning, waiting by my phone. I checked in with him, make sure everything was going okay. And now, 3 years in, I'd say he would probably be very comfortable to handle any kind of minor mishap, as it happens with barbecues. You know, what happens if, for whatever reason, we use a fireboard to manage our fires? What if that goes off in the middle of the night and you wake up and the pit's at 175 degrees? You know, how do you correct it to get ready for service? I feel pretty confident that he'd be able to work his way through it in his head after a brief 10-minute of panic and obscenities to be able to be open still that day. You know? Like he's done it enough now, and that's what it takes some time to build to that comfort level of he's seen enough stuff happen and seen me manage those minor inconveniences that he now gets the program. So
and that's good that you trust him to do that.
But
that's awesome.
But that's a whole different level than what we're talking about with you. We're just talking about you setting up your trailer, having two people show up for work, and you going out and doing stuff for your business. Or one person shows up for work and you can go pee and have somebody else make a sandwich. and take an order.
Again, I can have somebody else make a sandwich. I'm okay with that. I just have to be
as long as you're on the trailer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, it's okay for you to have to go run an errand and leave the trailer for 15 minutes and leave somebody alone.
Because I always keep the trailer hooked up.
So
no, it's still it's going to take me a while.
It goes way past beyond you saying you want to be the face of your business, because I don't think it changes. I don't think it changes. I think you can do both. Jeff Bezos isn't even technically employed by Amazon anymore. He stepped down as CEO.
Well, correct, yes. But that's the name that's associated with Amazon.
Okay, so when you have your brick and mortar, you can put up a little bronze plate on the door with your bust there, like they used to do at McDonald's with Ray Kroc's face plastered in bronze on the entry door, saying what a wonderful founder he was.
So you don't think Rich and Mark care
that their names aren't anywhere on the website outside of Mark and Rich's specials?
Don't they have?
I don't think they care if anybody knows it's them that owns it, as long as people are going to the website to buy the food.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if everybody knows I own it if the business fails. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we're set up for success for a very long time.
Maybe.
Long after I'm dead. Because I want this thing to feed in for generations.
And on that note.
All right, everybody. That's our show. Skippy's calling BetterHelp right now. He's going to go find himself a therapist to talk about some of his control issues and his ego issues, for sure.
It's not ego.
I know, buddy. Just giving you shit.
Hold on, is that why you don't ask for reviews?
No, because people know how to give reviews. I don't think there's anybody out there that if they want to leave a review that they don't know how to do it. Do you need to be prompted for a review to go leave one?
No, but
if your service was good enough or bad enough, they will be inclined to go do it.
I understand. All right, Pam said I have to let it go. Thanks, Pam.
Yeah, Pam knows I never will, so. All right, buddy. You have a good week. Everybody else have a good week. Find us on all our places.
Hopefully we can redo this next Monday.
Just the podcast or the same topic?
No, not the same topic.
Because I know how you like to beat a dead horse.
I'll follow Pam's advice and let it go.
All right. Good talking to you, Elsa. We will see you soon, everybody. Have a good week. Bye.
Find us. Hopefully you liked it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Recording stopped.
Bye.